Yo, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. I am your host, A.D. Walker, the pusher, the grower, the motivator. I appreciate you guys for being here and hanging out with us. All right. So make sure you share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. And let everybody know that the brothers are in the building. If it's your first time here, if you're on the replay, let us know who you are, where you're from. Yeah. So today we are discussing: are you connected to the right people, and how to connect? Because I don't think I've ever connected with the wrong people. I don't like, not directly. I guess I don't know. You know, I don't know. They always, just, I guess some people you're around have more current conversation, like the struggles of now, instead of more future conversations, looking forward and how to get out of this. A lot of some conversations have been in is just this is how it's always going to be. It's going to be hard, and never an innovative kind of conversation. But again, I appreciate you guys for being here and rocking with us. Again, make sure you share. Sharing is caring. And as always, I appreciate you guys for being a part of the Brothers of Legacy as we grow, as we develop, as we reach more and more people. All of our platforms are growing steadily. Help us with our increase as far as how to grow. Make sure you share, tag somebody, let somebody know about the Brothers of Legacy, especially if you're watching us every single day. Share it with somebody. Share it with somebody that you know. Text them like, "Hey, you need to check these brothers out. They're in a great place. Men talking about issues that are not just sports related, and the typical things that a lot of guys talk about from a different perspective." All right. So like today we're talking about, are you connected to the right people? We're going to talk about creating networking, creating good connections, and how to kind of avoid being connected in the wrong space. And the wrong space isn't always like someone that's totally negative. Because for me, like, I've never really operated in a negative space. I just couldn't see into the next day. Like, it's just in such a mindset of struggle that it's hard to speak things forward. It's just like, it's more or less, man, if I could just get through this day, Oh, it was in that space. Good morning, Lisa. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. Do like Lisa does. Make sure you share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. So I like again, I appreciate you guys for being here and hanging out with us. And let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and get started so we can have a great conversation. And make sure you share. This is your opportunity right here. Share, 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 share. All right. And we'll be right back after this. I want to welcome you to the Brothers of Legacy broadcast, where we are changing our community one conversation at a time, every day.
We are creating a new legacy.
Change gon' come, change gon' come, change gon' come, change gon' come, change gon' come.
A co-op has to start with ownership. Right. We have a mindset of either I want to make a lot of money or survive. Make a bunch of money or I got to figure out how to survive.
When you have a real bond, when everyone has, we come in with real expectations. Because this is covenant.
The whole premise is that we as a people, with our money and time, aren't often making this journey possible, often vested in the legacy.
You're watching the Brothers of Legacy. We don't stand out. We stand up.
All right. Good morning, Pastor. Happy Thursday. Wednesday.
Morning. Good morning. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Something. Oh, let's see. Oh, Sam says, yes, major shout out to Latrice Rollins or Dr. Rollins. She plugged BOL on a post about men sharing and talking. Yes, thank you for your continued support. Yes, we appreciate you, Dr. Rollins.
Yeah.
You are the best. Thank you for pointing that out, Sam. I must
Got
have missed that. All right. Let's see. So today, again, we are discussing: are you connected to the right people? What's your circle look like? And the funny thing is, and what's not discussed a lot, is the fact that sometimes we have the right people within reach. We just don't connect to them. And I had to sit there and think about that part. Like, I think about folks that I've been directly connected to, the everyday conversations I have. And for me, it was never like negative talk per se, other than the people like, hey, how's it going? Same, different day. Like they more or less just get through the day. As that song goes, living for the weekend kind of people, like, man, next week is vacation time, but never that I've always wanted to be around forward thinking people. I always wanted to be around people that can plan at least into next year, like or at least 6 months. Like, yo, you got a 6-month plan. Yeah. So this month we're going to do this and this and this, nothing's ever perfect, but we have an idea of what we want to accomplish. Like for me, I've always had the, just trying to make it through the day. I'm just trying to make it through the day, So I've been blessed to have the opportunity to be around a lot more forward thinking people. And listen, if you're not being a big plan, it's not wrong. I just know for me, the things that I'm trying to do, like you want to be around people you can kind of glean or emulate. Okay, so that's how you keep your schedule on track. That's, and because my wife has been, like, man, you need a schedule. You need a schedule. I'm like, oh, wait, hold on, I got this today. So yeah, it's been a journey, but I think for the biggest part about connecting to the right people is just being able to reach out to those that are around you. Because I had to be honest with myself. Like, you hear like change your circle. Like, yeah, I need to change my circle. And it's like God's like, the circle is not the problem. Like, have you talked to the folks that you're already connected to? Have a conversation, have you asked the right questions? And that's because I think about like folks I've been connected to in the past. I just never asked the right questions. Like, how did you, or, what does, your age look like? What are some of the things I need to watch for? Just curious questions that would help my life. Like, they might be like, listen, right now you need to take your money and do A, B, and C. Like, oh, and then in about 5 years, take that, So yeah, I think so in this conversation, because I want to make that clear, because a lot of times people think their whole circle is bad, and it's not that. They just got folk around they're just not connecting to. And have you found that in your life, Pastor, or have you had to kind of upgrade your circle and coming out of not out of childhood? Because I was a knucklehead. I hung around knuckleheads. It's just you was young. That's what we did. Like, if you was trying to be smart, I wasn't trying to hang around you. I'm trying to hang around foolish folks just like myself. But going into adulthood, trying to make better decisions, how was finding the right circle or people to be around? Did you find that easy? Like you knew who to connect to, or did you find it challenging and you had to change who was around you?
It goes, there's a little bit on both sides. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. It's easy to connect with people when you're a people person. Does it make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
because you're around people and you establish connections.
Right.
Period.
Just
Hey,
all-
let's follow up. Hey, great meeting you. Maybe we'll talk again sometime.
Right. And really mean that. Like, you know what?
And really
I will
mean it.
intentionally
So
talk to
so
you.
that
Right.
you go to networking events, you're out there, you've learned how to shake hands, introduce
Right.
yourself,
Right.
have small talk, constructive conversation.
Right.
That's the easy part. Morning,
Right.
Sister Keita.
Hey, Siskita.
I think some of the challenges is is when you have targeted a particular person and now you're making an effort to try and connect with them.
Right. Right.
What's up, people?
She said, I feel attacked. What's up, people person? Sam.
No, sweetie, you were not in my mind when I said that. Of course, you are in my mind now.
Yeah.
But it really just depends. To me, I don't think, like, I've never found networking difficult.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm a shy person.
Okay.
You-
Okay.
that smirk you had on your face, like you shy.
Right. I don't.
I am notoriously shy. Always have been.
Okay.
The difference is I understand the importance of making your presence known and networking,
Interesting.
but that doesn't make me any less shy.
Right. She said you're a
See?
fool. Hey, right. I feel the same way, Sam. The same way. I feel like, yeah. Hey, good morning, Rollins.
I probably asked in my entire life, I probably asked someone to dance 5 times in my entire life.
Wow. Wow.
And all 5 times I only asked because I knew it was going to be a yes.
Like we've been locking eyes long enough. Oh yeah, this is a shoe in. I'm good.
Yeah.
I got you.
So
Wow. Wow.
that's just the truth. So, and I'm proof that God is real. I'm proof that dreams can come true. I'm proof that you can overcome things.
Yeah.
But definitely, I'm a shy person by nature. So I think that I don't find networking difficult when you understand your purpose and you recognize the benefits.
Right.
Networking is challenging when you don't like people.
Right. Right.
Network is challenging for introverts.
Okay.
It can be.
Yeah.
See, the difference with an introvert is they don't have a problem meeting you.
Yeah.
But in my experience, they can only take so much.
Right.
Before they have to get away and
they
kind of
need
reset.
a minute. Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Mama Corey.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah. That's I don't know. Like, and my I don't know is like I always I was watching Sister Legacy last night. They were talking about introvert. A therapist, licensed therapist, was kind of breaking down introvert. So I don't know if I'm still an introvert, but I feel like when it comes to networking, I do feel like overwhelmed sometimes, and you step, like I'm in a mindset of wanting to, and like many people, want to maximize an opportunity, and you're like, okay, it's like going through, like I got to do some breathing exercise, like, all right, we got this. All you got to do is just have conversation. Just say hi. Maybe you'll find a connection. I will say sometimes, like the one downfall to me not being into sports is not being able to relate on that level sometimes. Like guys talking about sports, you want to jump in the conversation, like,
and you're sitting around like,
yeah, right. Nothing about, you Tom Brady, yeah, Tom Brady. So you hear names like, like I know him. Like, but you just feel I just feel dumb, like I can't even jump in this conversation. But yeah, I always struggle with that. What's up, Deborah? What's up, Richard? Good morning.
Good morning, people.
So yeah, I find it, for me, like, networking can be a struggle, and so it's like intentionally trying to connect myself with others. It can become difficult. Sam says, I'm a cross between not wanting to miss a moment and me wanting the moment to shine. a spotlight on itself to let me know it's safe to approach.
That's a lot.
I guess it's that fear of your rejection, or what's this interaction gonna be like. Yeah. So it's not sure. Oh, that's interesting. He says strange Anthony D on Facebook mobile apps not showing up my comments. Is that a setting? Not sure. Facebook don't really like me. It took a while for the notification to pop up, even for me. Oh yeah, there you go. Rollins said risk taker. Sam said fear of wasting my time. I'm willing to do that. Like, I'm willing to have conversations and, half hour and walk away like, what in the world were we talking about? Like, I don't trip over network moments that, I maybe, like, if I'm having a conversation, I catch somebody else that I know I probably need to talk to. Maybe then it's like, I need to find a break in this conversation. Before they leave, I need like, really? Okay, excuse me. Like, but yeah, I think for me, like, networking and building, and even just trying to connect with other people, I overthink it. I overthink it. And that freezes me up. Like, you're thinking too hard, brother. You're thinking too hard. Just connect and see where it goes. And I think that's what pushes me. Like, just say hi, just connect and see where it goes. Sam said, I'm over pointless connections and interactions. I'm too old. I'm not going to live forever. I need all my minutes.
I like that last point. I need all my minutes. I like that. That's critical.
Right.
To recognize that we need all our minutes.
Yeah. But then, like, you never know, a bland connection, there may be a doorway to a greater connection. Like, like,
absolutely.
It's like they met, hey, have you met my cousin such and such? They do, like, oh, they do what? They do, it's just like, there we go. He said, I used to detest in talking to anybody between the age 5 to 15 and 3/4, then forced myself prone with anxiety and nervousness. Then once I did it more, I can do more, but still need to expand further. Okay. He said, how you gonna leave? We don't know each other. He said, I need you to leave with the Sam, you're gonna need to log off. You're gonna need to log off today. So have you had like, okay, let me ask you, have you ever been connected to somebody that it wasn't like totally fruitful, but you felt like, maybe I can get something out of this? Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it doesn't seem like much, but it might be worth just staying connected. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Like,
it does. I don't.
Or do you judge connections like
that? I find it very difficult to kick people out.
Right. Okay.
Right. I don't like. I'll listen to people.
Okay.
Talking about nothing. Because I find sometimes I might be the only person that gives them the time. I never know.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm very, like, if you're an enemy of mine, something's wrong with you. That's how I see it.
She said I could provide that service for $19.99. Oh man.
I just something's wrong with my lighting. I don't, it's difficult for me. I struggle with cutting people off.
Right.
I cannot initiate the call.
Right.
But I'll take the call.
Okay. I got you. Someone that you may not call, but if they call,
I'll be there. I'll be available.
I got you. Listening. Yeah. And Rollins said listening for all the little nuggets. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, because you never know.
Right.
You might be the difference maker in someone's experience in their life.
Yeah.
And that's how I see it. I'm always looking for opportunity. But again, I pastor a church.
Right. Right. You got to kind of
I'm
master.
still here. I'm turning my camera. I'm closing my camera because I got to fix my light.
Well, it looks fine from
Oh.
what we see. Whatever you see, I don't see. Like if it's
Yeah.
something changing up on you, I don't.
Yeah, I
Maybe
saw
that's just-
darkness last night. So
Yeah, I was like, maybe it's just screen because it's
yeah.
when you started saying your light was acting up, nothing changed. It looked the same. But
But I do recognize that, like Rollins put up there, some relationships, some connections are for a season, others for a lifetime. We talked about the 3 C's of relationships, years ago, and I do think it's important that the same way in professional sports they're always making trades.
Mm-hmm.
Your life has to always be making trades. Not everybody that you're talking to today may not necessarily be the people that you're talking to a year from now to get you to your next intersection, right, of experience. So it's important to be open and available for new connections. It's also important to recognize when a particular energy is not conducive to your growth any longer. Sometimes there's an energy that creates stagnancy in your walk, in your life, in your experience, and there's certain energies that will actually degrade your experience. You got to know when to cut those off. You have to recognize that, and look for those connections that are conducive, that will promote growth, and stimulate you, and project you further. That's always important. The challenge is what you talked about, getting stuck and not recognizing that you're stagnant. And sometimes you're stagnant because of, obviously you're not paying enough attention to your life, but sometimes it's because of the connections that you have. If no one around you is moving, you're in a pond.
Ooh, right. Right. But I think that's the challenge, right? Like, so you feel like you have such a connection with others, right? Sam
is just on one this morning.
right. Yes. So you have those connections that you feel like, I guess you feel like you're doing something, but you're not really moving forward. You're right. And if it's like, right, if we're all in the different cars and nobody's moving, then we all feel like we're moving. Like, so, and you don't realize movement until somebody in the group, you're like, oh, when did you get over there? Like, yeah, I've been studying this, I've been doing this, I've been in this, you're like, oh, wait. Wait. And I think sometimes you ever realize that, you ever had those moments like, maybe I'm not moving. I thought we was like this. But
yes.
You was, how did you become president of that? Like, oh yeah, I was in this group and then I was doing this. You ain't never said that. Like never mention what you're doing. Yeah. Oh,
you never asked.
Never. Right. We always just talking about sports. Like we never talk about life.
Progressive-minded people are always asking questions.
Right.
What are you up to? What's your next move?
Right.
That's what you're doing. And if you stop asking those questions, you'll miss a lot of movement of people that you're connected to.
True. That's good.
I know a guy personally that I was there when his life changed.
Wow.
And he hit 7 figures last year.
Right.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Right?
Definitely. Yeah.
And he kept moving.
Yeah.
But I didn't stay connected.
Right. Right.
And he's on one.
Right.
He's doing big things. And we're still friends.
Yeah.
Still connected, still talk.
Right.
I encourage him, but I wasn't on that wagon.
Right. When he started,
and that thing kept moving.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
And his circle is different today.
Yeah. It changes.
So it can happen.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. I think it's just But then, but I don't know.
No,
I
that
guess,
just wasn't my gig.
yeah, I'm about to say, like, it's not that you're
But
not
I
moving.
get. I mean, I'm not. I'm see. The thing is, it's not like I lost. It's
Right.
just an example
Right,
of what you're talking about.
right, right.
You know,
Others
that the
moving, yeah.
direction that he was headed in, that's what he was doing.
Right.
That's not what I was doing.
Right.
He had his purpose and his
Yeah,
desire,
definitely.
which wasn't mine, but we
Right.
were still connected.
Yes.
We did some projects together, and he
Right.
went on to do other projects and climbed higher
Right.
in that lane that he's in.
Right.
And you woke up one day and it was like, whoa, who's coming? You know, when did you meet them? You
Right,
know?
right. Yeah, that too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
When you get
that
over there.
whole circle is different, you know.
Wow. Let's see.
And it's powerful because it validates what connectivity is all about.
Right.
It absolutely validates, because I could call him up right now and sit in the chair
Right.
and be right there.
Right.
But what would I look like today?
Right. Right. Connecting.
You know,
Indeed. So Sam put some interesting, other than we'll throw this one up, but so that's a great analogy. I'm going to use that. I'm going to have to trade you out. Your space is needed. She's like, isn't honesty the best policy? But this right here. So I was reading it. She said, you may help someone's future, letting them know they are dead weight.
absolutely.
How
done
do you,
that.
how do you,
You're not
I-
helping me right now. Where you are, you're not helping me right now. We got to get this, because you're not adding any value. That's real talk. There's a way to do it.
because in my head, I'm struggling just fathoming having that conversation with somebody. I mean, it's real and it's definitely needed. Like, but just being able to be honest enough to have that conversation, like, and maybe they'll ask, like, what do I need to do? Like, like, what is it that I'm doing that's making me a dead weight? Maybe I can't help you, or maybe we can't stay connected, but I need to move forward so I can be more purposeful and more resourceful to somebody else. But I can't even fathom, how would you have that conversation with somebody?
It depends on the relationship you have with that individual.
Right.
I mean, if we are collaborating,
Yeah.
and you're not
Pulling my weight.
pulling your
basically.
weight,
Right.
it's easy to have that conversation.
Mm,
If I'm the lead and you're on my team,
right.
I'm going to say, I need you to do better. I need you to do more.
Right.
That's a way of saying you're not helping.
Right.
Some people require directives,
Yeah.
direction,
Right.
tasks.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it just depends on the person that you're dealing with. But if you have someone who's just outright not doing anything, they're just tagging along, they're just there.
Right.
Hey man, I gotta, I'm on something else.
Mm, right.
I'll catch you later.
Right. Yeah. That's true too. You're right. If I'm working on stuff, I gotta go. I can't.
And anyone who's paying attention will
Other
recognize
things
that
happening, or other projects happening. Yeah.
there was a delay. You stalled there for a second. That's why we.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I said anybody. Yeah, and I mean, I get it. Like, you're trying to move on. You're doing new things, or like not even like bigger things, but like now this season of my life, I'm working on this, and you're not really into that. It's just I'm over here, you over there. We'll talk, chat up, but I can't hang out and do what we used to do. He says some relationships you can be blunt with, Pastor. Some you have to be easy with, and some you have to show them. They have to see what's happening to understand. Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Now granted, some folks will fall off because they're like, man, you in the studio or you over there all night. What you doing? Like, I'm building something. Like, they're just like, man, I can't do that all night. I get it. I get it.
I'll see you on the other side.
Right. You studying this thing all night? Like, yeah, I'm trying to get good at this thing, and so yeah.
I'll tell you what really irritates me. The person that says, hey, I got to take this call. I'll call you right back. and they don't call back.
Right. Right. Right.
That's a person saying, I don't like what you're talking about, and I'm getting off the phone.
Right. Right.
You know, like it's easier to say, hey, I got to jump. Talk again soon. As opposed to, hey, I got to take this call. I'll call you right back.
Right. Like just,
And they don't call back.
They don't call back. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's impolite.
Yeah.
That's foul.
Yeah.
That's trifling.
Right. 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 Instead of just, yeah. Because it gets tight. Sometimes you just in different places, but I guess, you have to like, hey, I'll catch up with you. I'll call you. I got to call. I got to jump. Yeah. I'll catch up with you. Right.
Yeah. Because I've had people that will call me and ask for input.
Oh.
They don't like the input. Hey, I'll call you right back.
You weren't supposed to say that.
Don't call me.
And that's correct.
If you don't want to hear it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to give you what you want to hear. I'm going to give you what you need to hear.
Man, I was excited when I got on this call. You took
because
all
a lot of times people are looking
me.
for agreement.
Yeah. You took all the air out of me.
Yeah.
You're a hater. You're just a hater.
And I'm, and if our relationship is strong enough for you to call me,
yes,
then it should be strong enough for you to handle what I'm saying, even if you don't like it.
Right.
Absolutely, Rollins.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Wow.
And that's, I get in trouble for that with grown men.
Wow.
Yes, I'm putting them on blast.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. All right. Oh, she said, people who aren't always looking for agreement, sometimes I want to be heard. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when you want to be heard, you're speaking in a declarative way. How you pronounce it? Declarative way.
Yeah, that sounds
right. You're making a statement.
Yeah.
You're not asking a question.
Right.
You know, you don't, if you want to be heard, you don't ask, what do you think?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That means I'm looking for feedback.
Yeah.
Hey, let me run something past you.
Right. And then when I stop, I'm gonna ask for you what you think. Right.
Can you believe?
Right.
Yeah, I can.
Right.
So I'm saying, like, you have to examine your connections.
Yeah.
You have to evaluate your network.
Yeah.
Right. If in your network there is no one who looks like what you're trying to get to, you need to modify your network.
Right.
If in your network there's no one trying to get to where you are, you need to modify your network. You should always have a target, and you should always be a target.
Interesting.
And you should always have some peers. Right? They used to say, how many of you have a millionaire in your phone book? Remember that question? Enrichment speakers, motivational speakers.
Yep.
Hey, if you don't have a millionaire in your phone book, then you're not connected to the right people.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
But what if everybody in your crowd works at Burger King?
Right.
No, listen, hear me.
Okay, go ahead.
The answer to that is, I need to get the number of the owner.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't just ask someone, because what happens is someone who's working at Burger King will be like, well, I don't have any.
Right.
I guess I'm in the wrong room. So the connectivity part is, here's how you get their number.
Yeah.
Here are ways to expand your network.
Right.
As opposed to, if you don't have a millionaire's phone number in your phone book, you're a dummy.
Right.
Because I've heard people get in front of crowds and say that.
Yeah.
If you, Sean said, if you're always at the top, you need to add for some. Yeah. Everybody should have a target.
Right.
How are you ever going to know how to get there if you don't know anyone else that has gotten there?
Definitely.
That's done what you're trying to do.
And I think and targets can vary. There are maybe like there's someone at the financial target, right? And I was gonna just say that, Sam said, is that about friendship or business? You know, there's like the financial target. They could be like the relationship target. Like, man, I love how that couple interacts. You know, like that's something I want to have in my relationship. You know, be able to interact like that, talk like that, and be expressive. You know, or you see, you know, how a family, you know, parents raising their kids. Like, man, I want to.
Yeah.
That's a target. Like, man, how do they interact like that? How do they, you know, get their kids to respond and things of that nature, right? Right, exactly. Look at that. He said golf will get you some possible millionaires. Yes,
Possible golf will get you connected to
right.
millionaires.
Right. Right. He said we can't just like people no more. Right.
Oh, that's aimed at you, Walker.
Oh, Rollins. I
That's
know,
funny.
Rollins. I'm gonna get out there, man. I promise. We're going this year.
He's
This
been trying
year,
to get
we're
me
gonna
out there for years, man. I'm telling you. And then what's amazing is, well, I don't want to put his business in the streets now.
He said, I was just getting to trying to like people. I'm too.
You need to print out all Sam's comments from today. It's gonna be worth something later.
He said 4 years.
You didn't have to see. All right, now don't make me start talking since you're putting people on blast, Sean Rollins.
4 years. What,
Yeah, he said because I said he's been trying to get me out there for years, and so he put 4 years.
Yeah.
That's just wrong, man.
Okay, she said I'm being serious. Can we just like people?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I think it always, like, for the most part, most connections, like, and this conversation generally is the connections, just not really in business. There are those levels of business that you're trying to network for resources and maybe partnerships and collaborations and all that, contracts and things like that. But as far as connecting with people for life, you know, like as a friendship, I think I'm definitely with that. It's just, who are you connecting with, and is their lifestyle, like you said, keeping you in one space, or are we growing together? Or at least we're growing or moving
commonality is key.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What are the things we have in common? Do we have business in common?
Right.
Or do we have pleasure in common?
Right.
You have to be able to understand that, because not everybody that you're doing business with you want to hang out with.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And
true. Not every friend is going to be good to be a business partner. There are many friends who the friendship was broken because they tried to go into business together.
Right.
You know, you have to understand those differences, you know, and that's those dynamics are critical to the success of the business or the friendship, the relationship.
Right.
So absolutely, it's okay to just be friends. You can just like somebody and not have anything else to do with them.
Right.
I just like their personality.
Right.
You know, when that person's in the room, they just make me feel better.
Right.
But that, I mean, we got to go to the movies.
Right. Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And certain people, and I completely agree with that. 100%. There's nothing wrong with that. And there are people that you have in your life, or there should be people that you have in your life that are like that. But you'll only know that if you show yourself friendly.
True. Show yourself friendly.
Right?
Yeah.
So yes, absolutely, Samantha. But again, that's part of that evaluation process.
Right.
Rollins said he finally got me out there and I came back with the trophy. You're absolutely right. Because I was out there balling with Tiger Woods.
Real quick, y'all. And I'm totally stole it from somebody, but today's show is sponsored by the like button. If you're in YouTube, just hit that thumbs up thing. It's going to change color. And with that, we get noticed. So make sure you hit that like in the YouTube space. Or if you're in the Facebook space, make sure you hit that share button. And just where it says share to your pages, and you're all set. Thank you.
Nice.
Definitely having those networks is so funny. I was reading that comment that Rollins put. he said, finally got you out there and you came home with a trophy. Make sure you sign up for the Rollins golf program, guaranteed. This man didn't know golf. He came out and he walked away with a trophy.
And I also made a shot that I would have never made.
See,
had it not been my partnership with Sean Rollins.
There you go.
I may never make that shot again, but that day I was on fire for one shot.
There you go. We're gonna clip up that testimony for you, Rollins. We got you a program. We're gonna start you a program. So yeah, it's I think, you know, having those connections and finding the right people, you know, friends and things of that nature. And like you said, you know, because there's folks you work with that you probably never hang out with. They're good at work. We're good in this work, control the workspace, you know, but I can't handle you off the hook without the eyes of HR watching you. Because I don't know what you are off the clock. But here, you great, you know. Oh, but yeah, I think you know, building friendships and relationships, you know, are key to like success in many areas of life, because it helps, you know, like you said, it upgrades your target. It pushes you, even when people are pushing towards a certain space, you know, like, and like you asked that question, like, what you working on? You know, oh, I'm doing this. I'm trying to better myself there. Man, how long you been doing that? You know, like, yeah. I got this, I've gotten this space, and, you know, this changed. And man, when I did this thing, oh, you know,
yeah, I got a friend who, you know, my buddy G, you know, who was in collections, corporate America, working in collections, decided to change his career. You know, he went out, he saved his money, went out and bought a Sprinter van.
Wow.
You know, this is like before COVID, and started doing deliveries. Wow. And in the beginning, it was rough.
Yeah.
You know, trying to get contracts, trying to, you know, he needed people who needed stuff moved.
Right.
You know, but he was out there by himself. He just saw the opportunity. He took it. He saved his money. He bought the van, had to work on the van, insurance, maintenance, and all this kind of stuff, and wasn't making much money, but he kept at it, made another connection. You know, that connection led to a contract, steady flow of income, driving. He's like, and then he was like, man, I think I could make, you know, $500 today. You know, oh man, I think I might make $300 tomorrow. If I do this, you know, I might get to averaging $2,000 a week, you know, driving 3 hours a day. And he just started doing the numbers, and he started talking to other drivers and all of that, and started making his money, hit a couple of brick walls, but he kept pushing, kept meeting new people, people on routes, other people driving, you know, vendors, and connected with Fletcher. Connected with another guy that we rode motorcycles with. And you know, these were old, like Fletcher is in transportation. So that's somebody who's in the business, doing well, or was doing well at the time. And he started giving him some pointers and stuff. Now, he wasn't driving 18-wheelers like Fletcher, but Fletcher was in transportation. Fletcher knew mileage, he knew time for travel, he knew scheduling, he knew logistics. You know, he knew all that kind of stuff. He knew vendors. He knew all that kind of stuff. And so he started helping him, and, you know, making some recommendations. And I'm saying that was in like 2019. You know, I talked to him like 2 weeks ago, and he's like, man, I'm no longer driving Sprinter vans. Now I'm driving a flatbed or a tow truck. He says, and I'm on pace to make $100,000. I'm not trying to put his business out there.
No, I got it.
But he's like, but he said, I'm also getting ready to buy another truck.
Nice.
So I'm automatically turning into a fleet operator. Right. And he talked about how he met Fletcher through me. You know, and now he and Fletcher talk almost daily. Because they have that in common. His business has grown. Fletcher became a target. Now he's got somebody behind him who just got a truck, who's, you know, and I'm saying like it's such an example of what networking can do. It's also an example of how relationships can change. Me and Fletcher used to talk almost every day. We don't do that anymore.
Right.
He and Fletcher talk almost every day now.
Right.
Relationships evolve.
Right. Yeah.
You know, we're still friends, we're still connected. You know, it's all of that, but relationships evolve, and it's amazing when you think about that and how fruitful it has been for someone who wasn't even in transportation 4 years ago.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's so,
but it's crazy good.
Yeah. The thing is, you never know who you connect to till you ask or you have the conversations. You know, to you really build a relationship with other people. You know, kind of just being, and sometimes just being a resource to other people is key. You know, and just being honest. You know, and transparent with your relationships and, you know, what you're looking for, because you never know who might have the resource that'll help you and help them, you know, because you may have something and they may have this, like, man, I've been looking for this for months. Like, you had it all the time, you know, or you could do this particular task or skill. A lot of times, you know, we miss out in our communities because we don't reach out to each other. We don't ask. We don't put an ask out there, even to somebody close, just like, hey, I'm looking for such and such. You're like, oh man, I just talked to such and such. Let me connect y'all, you know, and get that going. So Rollins says, he said, essentially, my wife's cousin got me into golf, and now he's my cousin and not her cousin. According to her, she has me call him to get info. That is funny.
Well, you know, think about me and Sam, your wife.
Right.
We used to talk all the time.
Right.
And now it's like, well, you don't even talk to me no more. Now you talk to my husband. Like,
right.
I mean, it's amazing how things change.
Yeah, definitely. So we appreciate you guys for being here and rocking with us in another edition of the Brothers of Legacy as we talk about connection. Tomorrow we're gonna kind of dig deeper into like the connected space. Look, she said, right, you quit me for him. Look at it. Look, I got traded.
You still on the team, Samantha. You still on the team. Always.
All right. So we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Same time, same channel. Be sure to
you just coming off the bench now.
To share. Be sure to hit that share and that like. Let us know that you enjoy it. If you have any questions, throw it up there. It's all about interaction. We love having conversation. We appreciate you guys. We look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Like, again, same time, same channel. We said just not. She said just not the starting lineup anymore. All right. So we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Continue to stay safe. Wear your mask. Do the right thing. All that and then some. All right. So be safe. Know that we love you. God loves you more. And we'll see you in the AM. Peace out. As always, we love you. Know that God loves you more. Stay safe. Thank you guys for rocking, hanging, being with us. Sharing is caring. All of my replay peoples that watch in the background that I know see